like to call the Board of Public Works and Safety meeting to order on this Wednesday, January 19th, 2022. It is 9:03 a.m. We will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance with Clerk Treasurer Porte.
I have to unmute, sorry. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation.
Aye.
Mayor Dermody?
Aye.
Thank you.
Motion passes 3-0. Public comment. Do we have anybody on or social media wise? Attorney Otis?
No, I'm monitoring nothing yet.
Okay. Clerk Treasurer Parthone, claims approval.
Okay, we have payroll for January 7th, 2022 in the amount of $442,751.38.
I move we approve the payroll.
Second.
I have a motion and a second discussion. Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Member Romine?
Aye.
Member Kosher?
Aye.
Mayor Dermody?
Aye. Motion passes 3-0.
Okay, we've got civil city claims in the amount of $959,323.64. This includes several bond payments, a partial payment for the ice rink, and January trash service.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ms. Porte, that was the civil city claims?
Yes.
Okay, I move we approve the civil city claims.
Second.
A motion and a second discussion. Roll call vote, please.
Member Romine?
Aye.
Member Kosher?
Aye.
Mayor Dermody?
Aye. Motion passes 3-0.
We have sewage claims in the amount of $212,642.95.
I move we approve the sewage claims.
Second.
Motion and a second discussion. Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Member Romine?
Aye.
Member Kosher?
Aye.
Mayor Dermody?
Aye. Motion passes 3-0.
Finally, we've got water claims in the amount of $197,716.41.
I move we approve the water claims.
A second. I have a motion and a second discussion. Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Member Romine?
Aye.
Member Kosher?
Aye.
Mayor Dermody?
Aye. Motion passes 3-0.
Thank you.
Brief department head reports. Tim Warner.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning, Board. The Water Department right now is entering the final stage of our SCADA upgrades, which has been a long time coming. It's been quite a long project. So we're hoping to have all those new programs, all the new radios working by the end of the month. That way we can get rid of some of our cellular connections that we pay for every month. So everything will be working good there. Couple meetings ago, I brought you guys' attention the damage to our generator out at Plant 2. That has gotten pretty expensive, so we did turn that in under an insurance claim. So far, we're about $30,000 into this, and that's rental from not being able to get the circuit board that runs the generator. It's about $6,000 a month rental for the standby generator, which is crucial to our Plant 2 east side operation. that does 60% of our pumping. And we are working with Nice Engineering to get bids ready, hopefully by the middle of next month for our new well construction out at Soldier Memorial Park. That's all I have this morning.
Cook Leap.
Yeah, good morning to the Board of Public Works. I'm Bert Cook, Executive Director of the Porte Economic Advancement Partnership. Just wanted to let the board and the public know that we have a new program that we've just released some information on. It's called the Child Care Voucher Program. So it's designed to help individuals who are looking to re-enter the workforce but have found child care, either the cost or availability, to be a barrier to doing so. Eric Nelson, who is our Workforce Development Coordinator, will be the one to contact about the program. He can be reached at 219-324-8584. We've got 6 individuals we're looking to support over the course of the next year for this program, and it results in $50 a week towards your child care needs. We've received a number of applications already, so if you're interested, I would strongly suggest you contact Eric right away and fill out an application as soon as possible. And if you're an employer who's looking to hire someone who you know has this issue, you can also contact us and we'll help you work through the program as well. Thank you.
Jeff Bachelor Code.
Yeah, presently we're out putting guardrails up on Linwood and Clay Street. We'll be doing patching. We've been doing patching for the last weeks, and that way we've got good weather. We're also going to start working on tree stumps, see if we can get some of them removed while we still have the halfway decent weather. Tree limbs that's hanging across the street, we're going to be taking and working on those. And then we're also getting ready for the snow that's getting ready to come too. With code enforcement, well, we've been a little bit slow with Dan having COVID, but for the most part, we're out back doing it again. It's just a slow start for the year.
Nick Otis, legal.
Nothing this morning, Your Honor.
Northwest Transport.
I just want to remind the public that if we do have inclement weather tomorrow, remember that transport will run as long as we can. We just may be slow going, so please bear with us. Always check the website to see what our status is, or listen to the local radio stations if we have to delay opening. That's it.
Andy Snyder, Fire.
Just with the ice forming on the lakes now, which are good for recreation, but we will be out the next 3 days ice rescue training with all of our crews. We do that 3 times a year, so this will be our first time out for this season. And unfortunately, to report that we have 3 firefighters out right now with COVID, so hopefully get individuals back quickly.
Jen Knoll, HR.
Morning. I'm just working on a few annual reports that are due by the end of the month. Also have active interviews going on. Just a reminder to the public that our job openings are listed on the city's website. Openings right now, we have wastewater collections, full-time park laborer, GIS technician, MS4 coordinator, transport drivers, utility billing seasonal position, as well as ice rink attendants.
Jerry Jackson, wastewater.
Just report that I've started conversation with Surf Air. They've got fiber running by quite a number of our lift stations, so we're seeing if we can move those off of cell and onto fiber, get more reliable and hopefully cheaper communications. They're also looking at getting the treatment plant hooked up, which would be nice. I think that's all I got to report.
Jess Bruder, Communications.
We had a pretty amazing turnout for the U.S. Marines NIBC Laporte Invitational, so just thank you to everybody who came out for that. I gotta say, it was pretty nice getting texts from people who were watching on TV and saw our logo on national TV, so that was pretty awesome. As we head into the new year, we're going to be working with Three Lakes Marketing and Think Tank to kind of work out some of the bugs on the website. It's been pretty good overall so far, but it is still just a work in progress. I've gotten a lot of compliments on it. I've also gotten some feedback from city employees, so I'll be working with everybody to make sure that we get those kinks worked out, and I'll keep you updated as we go.
Nick Minnick, Engineering.
We've got quite a bit going on right now. Yesterday, we had a really productive workshop for the Clear Lake Loop and Truesdale project for design. Last week, we had a kind of an internal initial kickoff for the Chessie 3 project. Just a number of things moving. We're going to have our street paving out for bid, hopefully either Friday or Monday, to be awarded in February. And then also, I sent an email last night, so I don't know if anybody had got a chance to really review it. We had talked about this previously, but we're looking to do an addendum to our contract with Troyer Group for the Park Street project. The initial contract kind of just got us rolling and used some dollars, but this one kind of, the scope has changed. It's kind of increased, and this would take us to the end and finish up that Park Street design.
Mark Schreiber, Park Department.
Morning. Busy time for the Park Department. Our youth sports registration continues Thursday night from 6 to 7:30 at the LaPorte Civic Auditorium. We are offering boys baseball, girls softball, both fast pitch and slow pitch, tennis and t-ball. We encourage parents to take advantage of these opportunities to get registered, get any of your questions answered, and then we'll start online registration on Friday. The downtown ice rink opens up Friday. Hopefully snow does not slow us down as far as getting the rink open, but it'll be open starting Friday through February 21st. It'll be open daily, and the hours and all the information is available on our website, laporteparkandrec.com, including online registration. We do encourage people to register for their skate time in advance. We will be able to accommodate people on site, but we will be cashless. So we want to encourage everybody to make sure that they bring a debit or credit to be able to get their skate time and their skate rentals. We have over 300 skates on site, so we should have sizes for everyone, and we're looking forward to everybody being out there. Additionally, we do have Lake Fest coming up. Starting Friday, January 28th, we have ice sculpting demonstrations at Plaza 618. On Saturday, January 29th, there will be an ice fishing derby on Pine Lake, supporting D-Camp Band of Brothers. There will be snowball softball at Lions Field. Also family yoga at the Civic Auditorium, a snowman building contest out at Kessling Park, and a glow-in-the-dark scavenger hunt at the Dennis F. Smith Amphitheater in Fox Park. And then wrapping up on Sunday, January 30th, we have our traditional horse-drawn wagon rides in Soldiers Memorial Park, leaving from Cummings Lodge. And again, all that information and details can be found at laporteparkandrec.com.
I have applied to drive the Zamboni for the ice rink, so we're excited for that
Put
option.
you down.
Craig Phillips, planning.
Good morning. Just been busy getting ready to attack some of the residential projects that the city has going on. Busy talking to interested parties and getting ready to put out public offers on a couple of those. So just been focused on that and a number of the other initiatives in the city. So.
Is that Tim 18th Street?
There's one of those, and 18th Street is the other, yes. And also, also working to try to find interested parties for the Beechwood Lakes property as well.
And Tim and 18th, though, is that happening now or by the end of the month, do you think?
Yeah, we're working with a potentially interested party, and then if possible, doing a direct transfer with that party. If not, that'll go out for public offer. We believe with bids, looking to accept bids at the March Board of Works, at the first Board of Works meeting in March, giving 30 days for respondents for that. So yeah, it'll go out by the end of the month if we're not able to come to an agreement with the other party. So,
Mayor, can I ask, is that are those interested parties, are they private individuals or developers?
These are organizations that we're talking about.
Is that the same for 18th Street, or is that developers?
18th Street would be private developers.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but yeah, sorry, Mark, I misunderstood. Yeah, you were probably asking about both properties. So Tidman would be
yes.
organizations and 18th Street would be private developers.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
Thank you for that. All right, so those department heads that do not have business in front of this board, go have a great day. New business, Jen Knoll.
Good morning. It's that time of year where you'll see a lot of insurance renewal documents. So this first one is our NavRx client services agreement amendment. The cost per process claim did increase by 50 cents. So we need to present this in front of the Board of Works for approval. Just a reminder that NavRx is our prescription care management data analytics tool that APTA uses to potentially save the city money on prescriptions that go out to members. So just asking for your approval on this.
Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. So Jen, is this the same fee? Or
It's an existing service that we use as part of our insurance, but the cost per claim did increase by 50 cents. So it went from $1 per process claim to $1.50.
And the additional $1.50 comes out of, is that due to the employee or?
Employee benefits, the city covers that.
Okay. So, sorry, the rough increase is how much then?
That I don't know how many claims we've done thus far, but it's really just a little drop in the bucket in comparison to what we pay overall.
Okay, so I do have a motion and a second for the discussion. Roll call vote, please.
Member Romine?
Aye.
Member Kosher?
Aye.
Mayor Dermody?
Aye. Motion passes 3-0.
The next document I have on the agenda is the Edison Healthcare Program acceptance. And so this one we're really excited about to be able to offer to our employees. This is essentially access to top tier, best of the best medical care. If employees need complex surgeries, heart valve surgeries, cancer surgeries, orthopedic, joint, spine surgeries, then the city would cover 100% the cost of that surgery, as well as travel to the site. So the reason that we are in support of this is the fact that going to top tier medical experts, you have greater success rates, that the surgery is going to take less likelihood for multiple and corrective surgeries, and then they're using the best technology available. So we're excited to have our employees have access to this type of program. So asking for your approval to accept this, and this is not a per employee per month type of service. This is basically per surgery.
Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Discussion.
So is this, go ahead.
Ladies first.
That's right.
Jen, does this get involved in our stop loss policy?
No, so these surgeries likely would not meet the cost of what our stop loss threshold is.
Okay.
So with this program through Edison Healthcare we'll do, and I kind of appreciate the concept here, certainly, because I've kind of done something similar myself. Are patients, are employees then allowed to decide where they would like to go for these services or procedures, or
yes. So
are they directed by Edison to a certain set of approved providers?
There's a certain set of approved providers that are part of the Edison Healthcare Network. So you'd speak to their patient engagement team, and your provider would likely, your primary care provider, whoever did the referral, would probably speak to them as well. And then you would be referred by their intake process.
So is it that, and I guess what I'm trying to get at is, if someone has a major procedure that, they'd like to have done, and they get a referral from their primary provider, are they they only have options of certain places where they could go that's within the Edison healthcare network?
No, this is an additional option. So they would still have access to all of the in-network providers outside of Edison Healthcare. This is just if they want, you know, top tier, top of the line medical professionals or surgeons doing it, then one of the benefits of that is that the city will then pay for the cost of travel to get there, as well as the travel of a companion for you.
Okay. Okay. So they could choose either to do what they would normally might have the option, and then this is another option for employees that would be basically a no cost option. Correct. As long as they're within that. Okay. All right. Got it. Yeah, that's really nice. Thank you.
Further questions? We do have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Member Romine?
Aye.
Member Kosher?
Aye.
Mayor Dermody?
Aye. Motion passes 3-0.
Next, we have a job description. This is a new one. This is for the ice rink attendant. And my understanding is the Parks Department will be hiring a few of those. We're actually onboarding our first hire this afternoon since the ice rink opens on Friday. So asking for your approval on that job description.
I have a motion.
So moved.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Discussion. Mr. Schreiber, and also remind about the mentoring program. I don't know if they were able to help with any high school students to apply, but keep that in mind as well.
And
We
lastly,
did contact them, yes.
Oh, can we do a roll call vote real quick? I'm sorry.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call vote.
Member Romine?
Aye.
Member Kosher?
Aye.
Mayor Dermody?
Aye.
Thank you.
Jen Knoll.
okay, lastly, we have the Mental Health Parity and Addiction Equity Act to go over. So as a result of the Consolidated Appropriations Act of 2021, plan sponsors have to complete an ongoing extensive analysis regarding our broad plan limits, quantitative treatment limits, and non-quantitative treatment limitations of our health plan. So for that, we're going to go ahead and, I would ask that we are able to use a third-party administrator to process this analysis, and that's what this form is for APTA Health. So asking for your approval to proceed with that.
Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Discussion. Hearing none, roll call vote.
Member Romine?
Aye.
Member Kosher?
Aye.
Mayor Dermody?
Aye. Motion passes 3-0. Thank you, Jen.
Thank you.
Mary Ann Richards.
Good morning. I have a memorandum of understanding for approval and execution by the mayor between the city of LaPorte and Housing Opportunities to use CDBG money to demolish a house that is vacant and blighted, that Housing Opportunities owns. And the outcome would be for Housing Opportunities to construct a single-family owner-occupied house on that property. It's at 708 Kingsport Lane. And Anthony Novak drew up this memorandum of understanding for us.
Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Discussion. Mary Ann, this is an absolute dump, and I know people are going in and out of that house. I guess my one question is, how soon after, or how soon can we demolish this house? Number two, how quickly will Housing Opportunities begin construction?
I'm hoping to have the house demolished by end of April, middle of May. We have to get quotes and then go through the process. Hopefully there are contractors who are available to submit quotes and to demolish it. As far as building a new house by Housing Opportunities. I don't have an answer for that. I can check with Jordan, but it's doubtful it would be this year, so it would be a vacant lot, which is better than a haven for drug addicts.
Oh, I guess my question would be, do we have to do it just for Jordan? If there's somebody else that could have Habitat, or can we open that up? Because I'd hate to just, I've seen some of these organizations, they just sit on a lot and nothing gets done for a year or two. Can't we open it up to first come, first serve?
Unfortunately not, because it has to be, the end result has to be affordable housing. And Housing Opportunities specializes with low to moderate income families and only does housing that is affordable. So if we opened it up to private developers or whatnot, they would have to certify that they are going to construct and remain affordable. And I don't know if there's that many developers, private developers, that are interested in doing that. The reason why Habitat and Housing Opportunities are good candidates is because they get grant money to help lower the expense of construction of housing, so they can afford to do the affordable housing requirement.
Well, Marianne, I totally agree with that, but can't we just, without putting it into Housing Opportunities name, can't we open it to all those organizations that said, hey, if somebody said, if Habitat could say, I'm going to start construction this year, then why would we wait another year for Housing Opportunities?
In years, go ahead, Jessica.
I was just gonna say that the issues right now are that building costs are so high that many of these organizations, including the LaPorte Habitat for Humanity, are choosing not to build because they can't do it affordably for families, even with grant money. So I think it is just gonna take some time. I don't disagree. I think it should go to whoever is able to do it first. I just think that they're all under pressure because material costs are so extravagant.
I absolutely agree and understand. My only point would be, if somebody could do it this year, if Habitat, and they become, we've met with them obviously, and they've become very aggressive about wanting to build affordable homes. And if they could do it this year, we would basically be shutting them out.
Well, Housing Opportunities already owns this lot, already owns this parcel. So, and in years past, we have given grants to Habitat and to the old parents and friends to purchase property or to demolish property that they've constructed affordable housing on. Butterfly Gardens is a joint project. Where Park School used to exist, that was a joint project with Habitat. There's also some individual lots that were infill that were projects with Habitat. So there's nothing to preclude or to exclude Habitat from participating in addition to Housing Opportunities.
Okay, so I do have a motion and a second, and just also, you said the demolition couldn't happen before April or May?
Correct.
Just based on the process?
Yes.
Are we gonna bolt that door shut, the side door to the house? Can we make sure?
It's already been boarded up.
Good, because they were in there a couple weeks ago. They had broke open that side door there, so we're gonna have to monitor that closely.
Housing Opportunities took care of that last week.
Good. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Member Romine,
Aye.
Member Kosher,
Aye.
Mayor Dermody.
Aye. Motion passes 3-0. Thanks for cleaning that up, Mary Ann.
Thank you.
Gary Jackson.
The first item I got is a contract with Nice Engineering. This is an annual contract, and it's really for technical support. It's small items that come up. I got a problem with a pump that I don't understand, or review of a subdivision plan. Do we have enough capacity? But it's capped at $2,000 a month, and typically there'll be months go by where I don't need any help and everything's fine, and then all of a sudden I'll start calling and ask for some help, and this just gives them a way to bill us using their system, and it's a handy contract to have on hand. And I don't recall if we got it renewed last year, but typically we renew it every year. I didn't get it to Nick Otis to review. So if the board elects to approve this contract, I'd ask that Nick have a chance to review it before we sign it and send it off.
Yep,
I have a
happy to
motion
do that,
to,
Jay.
I have a motion to approve.
I'm going to abstain as our firm has a relationship with Nice Engineering.
Do I have a motion to approve, Mr. Kosher?
So moved.
I will second that. Discussion.
Mayor, just real quick, Jerry, is this I'm happy to look at the contract, same form that Nice has done in prior years?
It is, yes.
And how long have you been working with Nice?
It's 30 years or so. I think the first big project we did with them was the lake trip. Yeah, so a long time.
Further discussion? Roll call vote, and Member Romine will abstain.
Member Kosher,
Aye.
Mayor Dermody.
Aye. Motion passes 2-0.
The next item is the exact same sort of contract with Wessler Engineering. They've been helping Lori get up to speed with stormwater issues. We're applying for a new permit through the state of Indiana, and everything's different, and we need some technical support there on occasion. This one is capped at $20,000 per year, so it's essentially the same kind of amount as the Nice one. And we'll probably lean on them early in the year because we've got 90 days to get our notice of intent in item, and then it'll probably tail off. But that's the same kind of technical support agreement.
Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved. Oh, second.
I have a motion and a second. Discussion. Hearing none, roll call vote.
Member Romine,
Aye.
Member Kosher,
Aye.
Mayor Dermody.
Aye. Motion passes 3-0. Get into the phosphorus bid. By the way, Jerry, do you want to introduce your friend there?
Yeah, Joe Peters is here with me with Nice Engineering. They did the design work for the phosphorus project. I sent Joe's recommendation, analysis and recommendation on the phosphorus bids yesterday. We got 3 bids. KDM Services was low at 1.7 million. Gaskell and Walt was 2.3 million, and Thienemann was 2.7 million. I'm rounding here, not reading the numbers. The low bid, KDM, was $1,745,000. There was one item missing from their bid. They're required to put in addendums, and they didn't include the third addendum. The third addendum was just a note saying that, hey, this project's really going forward. We're required to do it. We're funded, because there had been a rumor floating around that we weren't going to award this project. And I'm not quite sure how that rumor got going, but we wanted to dispel that. So KDM was missing that addendum in their bid. Really didn't make any difference, and I'd ask the board acknowledge that was a deficiency from their bid, but it was not important, not worth rejecting the bid. I sent some other notes along just to kind of explain the project. If there's any questions, I can answer them, but I'd recommend that we award the contract to KDM Services in the amount of $1,745,000.
I'm not sure I like that they didn't think we'd actually go ahead and do something. That's the one thing. They can say a lot about us, but one thing getting it done is not usually one of them. So do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Discussion. Jerry, we think this is roughly $500,000 more than expected.
It is, well, it was, the engineer's estimate was 1.5 million. That was, the estimate they put together recently after completing all the design. Back when we got our bonds together in 2020, the engineer's estimate was 1.25 million. And, of course, we've had a bunch of increases in inflation and due to COVID, and the design was more complete when they made the second estimate. So yeah, about $500,000 more than we originally budgeted. We do have the funds, and as I mentioned in that email, that it's a pot of money and we spend it on one project, we can't spend it on another. Nick Minnick has come up with some slick ways to use federal funds to do paving for the letters and numbers. So we've got some ways we can make up that $500,000, I think, and we just sold some property that will help. So there's a number of ways we can make up that additional amount.
Wow, you've made progress, Jerry. It's the first time I've heard you say that. So this shouldn't slow down letter and number streets. I mean,
it should not. No.
Okay, great.
Is there any? Oh, sorry. Yeah, Mr. Rodas, is there any issue with the fact that the bid didn't include that one particular addendum?
No, because Jerry feels that it substantially complies with the bid, as long as he's comfortable with that.
All right.
Yeah, and I do. That was not an item that's going to affect price or the design, or what's built. So it was just informational. Hey, we really are going to go forward with this.
Okay. And that so this is this funded through bond issuance?
It is. Yes, and those bonds that we issued in 2020.
Okay, that's what I figured. Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Member Romine.
Aye.
Member Kosher.
Aye.
Mayor Dermody.
Aye. Motion passes 3-0.
Thank you. On my last item, I got a renewal of a wastewater hauler permit for Sunset Septic and Excavating. They've been a good customer for many years. I would recommend you approve renewal of their wastewater hauler permit.
Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Again, I'm going to abstain for a work relationship with them.
I will second that. Discussion? Hearing none, Member Romine will abstain. Roll call vote, please.
Member Kosher.
Aye.
Mayor Dermody.
Aye. Motion passes 2-0.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nick Minnick.
Yes, as I had mentioned in department reports, we do have a contract amendment for our Park Street project. It's substantial in the amount, but again, we had originally, planned for a kind of a smaller scope with the project, and I would recommend approval.
And Nick, can you give a little breakdown of it again, just one more time?
Yeah. Just give me one second to pull it up here. So with the initial contract, we had kind of planned to get through essentially all of the design, but it was going to be a very, very simple resurface. As we evaluated Park Street and really looked at what needed to happen. And again, that first design was based on an application we put in about 5 years ago to NERC. As we looked at everything, we realized that This was a really great opportunity for us to do an intersection improvement at McClung, Bach, and Park Street, as well as really revamping the whole street, new curb and gutter, new sidewalks, new landscape, new everything. So with that, comes an increase in cost and an increase in design cost. In addition, we also have a right-of-way phase that we didn't anticipate with the initial project. So it takes the total project budget, which we originally had the contract for $97,500. It almost doubles that in the addendum to a total contract price of $280,430. This is still kind of within the range of what we'd anticipate for a project this size. It is an 80-20 grant, so we paid 20% of that, and that 20% is anticipated to come out of major moves.
I have a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Clerk Treasurer Parthun, are you comfortable with, because this will take the balance on major moves down to what, 300,000?
Yeah, and I can get that final number for you.
Okay. And Nick, this was planned for major moves, correct?
Yes.
And that, so with Park Street, that'll run basically from almost the railroad tracks, right? How far north?
Currently, we're looking at Oak Street, but we're going to evaluate that with this phase.
Okay. It sounds like someone disagrees.
Yeah.
Oh,
Somebody dropped their iPad.
Oh, no, okay.
so I just want to make sure this is the including with the overpass, correct?
This is actually complementary to the overpass. So this is everything from the overpass north through the Bach McClung intersection with Park Street and probably about to Oak Street.
And we're still, the top priority is a roundabout there at the restaurant.
Yeah, the geometry really works well for a roundabout. The way that the streets already come in are that's the way you would want to lay out a roundabout. So that's why we have really minimal right-of-way acquisition, but we're still able to get an intersection improvement that's going to be more efficient and safer for people in that area.
And the roundabout will happen then, that's the priority.
Yes, yeah. So, and that's kind of the initial design was, the initial design phase was to look at, we could look at some options, and then if we did move forward with a full intersection project, we knew we were going to have to ask for some additional design dollars to get it there.
And Nick, is time frame still, I guess, is this project still on time? What do you see?
Yeah, so we're looking at probably 2024 construction, most likely. So probably spring of 2024 is what I would anticipate on this one.
And again, I would remind everybody with the most recent closure of the crossings 2 weeks ago, this is a reminder why we need to make sure we have a small overpass so emergency services can cross and are not stuck at the tracks. So we do have a motion and a second. Further discussion? Hearing none, Clerk Treasurer Parthun.
Member Romine.
Aye.
Member Kosher.
Aye.
Mayor Dermody.
Aye. Unfinished business. Anybody have unfinished business?
Mayor, again, I'd just say that I thought that Mark and Brett did a great job with the high school basketball tournament. I thought couldn't have gone any better.
It was amazing, and the support was fantastic. We're excited to have them back next year. Members, anything else? Jess, Mark? I just want to remind everybody, we've talked about it, public safety, lit. The county council are the only ones that can vote on this. The city cannot. But we're at a crossroads with public safety. And number one, people want to feel safe in our community. And you can't do that without public safety available. And this is the time. Michigan City, working with the mayor, surrounding communities, council members, some of them are very supportive of it. And we have to do what it takes to keep our public safety here in LaPorte and make sure residents have access to public safety, because it can be a matter of life and death. So Monday, the 25th, I'll be presenting a lit public safety lit presentation at 6 p.m. I believe it'll be Zoom to the county council. I'd encourage everybody to attend, ask questions. If you have questions before then, 363-7293. But again, this is the time and place to address public safety. And if we're going to keep our community safe, keep our county safe, we've seen what's happened over the past couple months with public safety, not only in the city of LaPorte, but at the county level. It's a top priority for me and our city council. So any questions there?
Mayor, did you say that was the 25th or Monday?
I think, I'm sorry, the 24th, that Monday, I believe.
Okay,
It'll be 6 p.m.
great, thank you.
Yes, the 24th.
Sorry, Andy. All right, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second,
I have a motion and a second. Roll call vote. Clerk Treasurer Barthune.
Member Romine,
aye.
Member Kosher,
Aye.
Mayor Dermody.
Aye. We are adjourned. Have a great day, everybody.